It may seem odd that I was born in Swansea of parents who came from Ramsgate in Kent. But the reason we were there was that my father was an officer on the Trinity House ship in Swansea. Trinity House looked after the lighthouses, lightships, buoys, all around the coast of England and Wales, and the officers were expected to be their own pilots. They had to be their own pilots, so they were moved on roughly every 3 years, but in this case it was after 6 years. So they had just arrived from Holyhead, and we were in this small terraced house. The other memory I have of that house is that opposite was a dairy, and this dairy had what we called a mechanical cow. The front door was in fact a great big container, and it meant that in the evening or on Sundays you could go along and put a penny in the slot, hold your jug underneath the spout and take a pint of milk. This was very useful to my mother, who was quite likely to forget this, that or the other when she was out shopping. We then moved uphill, and certainly to a nice suburb with empty fields all around, and this was Town Hill, quite near, although we didn't know it, quite near to where Dylan Thomas lived, in a row of houses that probably had the best view of any houses in Swansea over Swansea Bay, which is a very long sandy beach. So my memory up there, in the first house we had there, was of a snowstorm, very unusual on the coast. And the snow was right up to the top of the hedges, and when my mother, unthinking, opened the back door, in fell the snow. We also had some kittens there, and my brother, I'm sure, my brother, who was 6 years older than me, must have named them, because they had names like Rinso, Cherry Blossom, Lux. But unfortunately these had to be got rid of because I had had eczema. It was called a teething rash, and all the creams and ointments would work for a few hours and then no use at all, and it now developed into asthma, and it was what was called the asthma-eczema complex. When one was good, t'other was bad, and I was to suffer this for many, many years.